Good evening and welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. My name is Dominic and tonight is the Monday Night Sauce Show every Monday at 7 p.m. We are here talking about everything Manchester United. Tonight, obviously, you've got me and myself, Sean. That's always on the Monday Night Sauce Show. And we've got a guest as well coming on to talk about Ollie. I'm seeing things of Ollie out trending yesterday after the draw against Leeds. I want to get to know your thoughts. How do you feel about it? We're supposed to be putting all the energy on the Glazers, but still we see Ollie out. But is it fair? He's still the Manchester United manager and we still need to win games and see progress. So tonight we're going to find it out. Let's make sure we do this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go. Yeah, Sean, how's it going, brother?
Yes. What's going on, man? I'm good, bro. It's a Monday, feeling good. Just finished working out, so on a vibe right now, man. Got the green juice. Getting back on this, man.
Is that why you're wearing a vest? Because you just finished working out, yeah?
Literally just finished working out, yeah, man.
Bro,
right, building these guns back up.
All right, let me know when you tense.
Don't even try it, man.
I'm only joking, but you got to start somewhere. Thank you so much for joining live, guys. Whenever you play back, we appreciate you. This is going to be a good show. We're talking about Ollie. We're talking about Manchester United, everything Manchester United. We see that we obviously drew yesterday, 0-0 to Leeds. You've known my thoughts from my video yesterday. I think it was an opportunity lost, and we prioritised the Europa League, right or wrong, over the game. That went throughout the whole club, through the manager, and we kind of just were content with 0-0. I'm seeing lots of people talk about, oh, it's fine, top four sorted, whereas maybe 2-3 months ago, we had to finish second. We had to finish as close as possible to Man City to see year-on-year progress. It seems like the goalposts have changed, and I want to get your thoughts on that. I want to understand that. And is it time to give Ollie a break? With so much going on with the European Super League, with the Glazers needing to feel the wrath of the Manchester United fans, is it time to give Ollie a break? I want to get to know your thoughts, and we're going to bring in Temi as well. Big up Klish, yes, my man. Nathan, great show on Aaron today. Yes, love Aaron, man. He's such a good guy. It was a really good show. Malcolm, my man. Big up Dominic. I'm waiting for these hot wings. Right, my man. Man like LeBron James in the building. All right, is that you or me, Sean? We're both black, so I don't know which one it's going to be.
You're going to have to clarify.
Well, Malcolm, who do you think's LeBron? Let me know, bro. Let me know. Obviously, everybody knows Sean. Since Sean's got a haircut, I call him Day Sean because he looks so neat and tidy. But mate, Sean, it's good to have you back. Guys, let's talk everything Manchester United. Let's get Temi in the building. Temi, how you doing, man?
What's going on, guys? I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Yeah, mate, doing good. It's the Monday Night Sauce Show. You know, obviously, you normally got Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher in the Monday Night Football, but this is the Monday Night Sauce. You see what we did there, right? You see what we did there? Embarrassing. Anyway, mate, I'm looking forward to this because I really want to know what we should be thinking. I've got a little bit of an idea how Sean's going to feel about this, but tell me, let's start with you, my brother. So we drew to Leeds yesterday, 0-0, and there was Ollie out trending. It was trending that Ollie out. It might be a big part of the fan base. It might be rivals doing it. We don't know, but it's still there. Do you think that's justified in the climate and what's happening across the whole football world? Or do you think that, wait a minute, what's happening here? That there's bigger fish to fry and he's done okay or he's done well or there's progress? Where do you stand on that sort of trend yesterday, bro?
Yeah, I just think for yesterday specifically and what we've been seeing over the past week and a half, like it's so typical of like United fans like lacking focus on what we're trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Like we spent a whole week where it was we're in a crazy European Super League powered by billionaires to, you know, the fans protest and we come together as one and we do this thing where we get the billionaires to back out. And then all of a sudden the weekend hits and we're back to our regular scheduled program of Ollie in, Ollie out, you know, like I just think it's bad timing. Like focus on what we're supposed to be focusing on. Like if you are Ollie out and you don't like the Glazers as well, focus on getting the Glazers out. And if you have an ownership that thinks Ollie's not good enough, he'll get out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really simple. It's really, really simple. And it's just, I feel like I'm very Ollie. I want to say I'm Ollie neutral. I know he's not good enough tactically. You know what I'm saying? I'm very aware of that. I don't think anybody. Let me not say anybody can argue it, but that's just my opinion.
Sean probably can.
Yeah, I just don't think he's good enough tactically. But do I think he's done positive things while he's been at the club? Yes. Like the likes of Paul Pogba. Like there's no arguing that Paul Pogba is an Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer fan. If you're a Paul Pogba fan, he's never said anything wrong about Paul Pogba. He's had opportunities to throw him under the bus, never done it. And the players are on his side, obviously. So I give him credit for that. But it's the same fans who have no objectivity, that can't see the bigger picture, that are so focused on the Ollie out thing now in the interim. Like that no draw, it doesn't surprise me. We play like that every week. You know what I'm saying? We play like that every week. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That is what United fans think. You know, so I think that we're gonna play this way and we'll eventually win a title. No, like it's not going to happen. Like it's never gonna happen if we keep playing this way. But that being said, there's bigger things on the table right now, and that's getting the Glazers out, getting anybody who's involved with the Glazers in the club out. You know what I'm saying? And our fans just lack the focus. It's that simple.
You know what? This is, mate. I hear you, Tommy. I appreciate that, man. I think this is the first inflection point of the whole fan base. I think some fans that were concentrating on Ollie, or certain players, because we can criticize players 100%. We're analyzing the game, but the first time I think people are actually going to themselves, wait a minute, actually, I know I'm not really a big supporter of Ollie, or I know I am a supporter of Ollie, or I'm not a supporter of this player. What is the bigger issue here? What's actually the bigger issue? Because we've got the Glazers who are basically blood sucking the life out of Manchester United. They've been for years. They put us into debt straight away. They've not actually been even paying off a lot of the debt. They take dividends. They take whatever they want. They just call it a fancy name and take it out of the club. And we know that when they've actually put money into the club, they've not actually put it in a good way. And the people they have appointed haven't been spending the money right. So all the trust in the Glazers have gone a long time ago. And I think this is the first time the fan base is thinking, wait a minute, I know Ollie's not the man. For me, for me, and people know it, I don't think Ollie's going to get us a trophy. I don't think Ollie's going to get us a trophy in the next 2 years. I'm being honest with you. And if he does, it'll be fantastic. I'll do it. But I just don't. I know we've got to loads of semi-finals, but I just feel like the other teams are going to get stronger. And if he proves me wrong, fantastic. But I'd feel more confident with a more experienced elite manager at the base. It seems like we're figuring out the structure of the club by getting a DOF, fantastic. If we get rid of the Glazers, fantastic. We've really got rid of Ed Woodward. But now we need a manager. I don't mind keeping Ollie, right? I don't mind keeping Ollie because he came out the other day and said, I'm a man manager. I'm not a coach. He said that literally 2 days ago. But then get the coaching team. But I know Ollie's too much of a nice guy to say, oh, see you later, Carrick. See you later, McKenna. See you later, Fletcher. See you later, this Phelan. No. I'm going to go and get someone who I know is a great. He's not going to do that. So it's between a rock and a hard place. Sean, I know you're obviously you're seeing things slightly different to other people in terms of what Ollie's doing, and I know you seeing Ollie out yesterday, you'll be furious with that, right? Because you back Ollie to the hill, and you feel like he can get us trophies, and Ollie out should never even happen, right? Is that your sort of feeling?
You know what? I think every fan is entitled to their opinion, right? We all support the club. We all love Man United. And at the end of the day, we all want the best for the club. So I've got no issue with people expressing their opinion on that. But I feel like, feeding off what Temi said, when we've got the virus in the club, which is the ownership, after the stunt they tried to pull last week, we've got a manager who is there rooting for the club. Everything good. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, encapsulates everything that there is positive about Manchester United. The way he speaks about the club, the way he handles players, the values that he instills in the squad, hard work, fitness, leaving it all out on the pitch. He encapsulates everything that's good about the club. So for me, in terms of the direction, now is not the time to be criticizing the guy. Right, we've got a team that's fighting on all fronts here. We're fighting in the league table to finish high as we can, to get our best finish since Ferguson left. We're in with a chance now to win a trophy at the end of the season. Why are the fans putting energy onto negatives. Why are we not focusing, getting behind the team, getting behind the manager, giving us the best chance to get the success that we all love and want? And if there is anything negative to be focused on, it's that virus, the Yankees that we've got who own the club. That is where the energy needs to be going right now. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of energy and it's the wrong focus. Like Temi said, I think the word is focus. You know, I could understand them going in on the manager if we were languishing where Tottenham were or languishing where Arsenal are. We're not. We're the second best team in the country right now. And we have got nowhere near a squad capable of challenging Man City. If you went through man for man, their 24 players, I actually don't think we've got a right to be 8 points behind them, if I'm being completely honest, because their squad is that much superior to ours. So for me, there's so many things wrong with that. And I feel as though we need to get behind the club. And even if you want Ollie out, let's get behind him at least to the rest of the end of the season. Give the team the positive energy they need. Let's have a look at it again in the summer. Let's see if we get the players that we want and give the man a chance to go again.
Okay. All right. I'm here to order that. Both of you teed this up perfectly, man. Now we're just sitting down to eat, right? So let's play devil's advocate for a second. We're going to have the Glazers, like it or not. The Glazers have to choose if they want to leave. I've said this on different streams, Aaron streams, the Football Terrace. Yeah. A few protests won't make a difference in that sort of way. What it will make a difference is that people that have no idea how bad the Glazers are will start to actually think to themselves, wait a minute, should I buy this top? Or shall I renew this season ticket? That it will start to make them think, ooh, and then the sponsors might be thinking, should I be doing this? Because I don't really want to have tarnished my name around people that are protesting or don't like it. It could make effects, but at the end of the day, then the Glazers are going nowhere unless they said, you know what, the Super League, we flopped that. We really wanted that money. We wanted that guaranteed funds. We're not going to get it anymore. Let's go find something else that gives us less bother. That would be fantastic. And then the fans will push them over the edge. That's the only way they're going to go, right? But say this, they don't go. Say they're cool. They're relaxing. We got islands. We got pools. We got mojitos. I don't care what a few people on YouTube are saying on Twitter, right? When does Ollie get the focus back then? Because if the Glazers aren't going to go anywhere, when do we start focusing on Ollie and if he's the right man for the job?
Okay, so like I said,
Timmy, you go for it first, and then it's Sean after you, bro.
All right, go on, Timmy.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and I think that you can criticize Ollie and still be a part of this movement. Like yesterday, you can during the game you can tweet and say, okay, this same old, same thing as usual, but to be so absent-minded to start talking about the Ollie out thing, I just think you can still criticize Ollie in this moment that we're in. There's no issue with doing that. There's no issue with criticizing players. There's no issue with criticizing the manager. Again, I'm of the opinion that we should assess him at the end of the season. Like if he went, let's just play devil's advocate and say he wins that Europa League. How do you sack him? Like I don't see how you sack him in that. Like I'm a very results-oriented person. Even if it doesn't matter how you get there. For me, when I work, I'm like, it doesn't matter how I get my result as long as I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to say he needs to go if he wins a Europa League and he finishes second. Like I just find that very difficult, even though I still say the football's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? I think we should assess him at the end of the season. Yes, the Glazers might not sell. They really might not sell. And I said this a few months back. I'm like, the Glazers aren't the first bad ownership group ever. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple ownership groups and there's clubs that have thrived, you know, under the gates of a bad owner. So let me give you an example.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Let me give you an example. Spurs, right? When Pochettino was there for 4 or 5 years, when Pochettino was there, they accrued the second most points in the league, right? And they spent literally hundreds of millions of pounds less than City, United, Chelsea, I think even like Leicester. Like that's how little they spent. I think the year they got to the Champions League final, they hadn't made a signing in 3 windows. I think it was like 18 months, no signings, right? They still got the Champions League final. So there's ability. You have the ability. We can still succeed. I'm not of the opinion that we can never win a title under the Glazers. I think you can still succeed with bad ownership. You just have to have top level coaching, and that's where we have the question of Ollie. Is he of the standard?
Exactly.
Is the underneath him of the standard? But I think it's just the time. Let's assess him after this season. Let's see what he does. Let's buy players. I think after this whole debacle, I think the Glazers might be inclined to buy some players to appease the fans.
Because you're right, Tim. Because I'll be honest with you, if we were doing well, the Glazers wouldn't have as much heat on them. They wouldn't. Yeah. Because that's a fact. We're not doing well, so we start to think, all right, is it Ollie? But wait a minute, it's not just Ollie. It's Moyes, there's Mourinho, there's LVG. What's the one nucleus that was always there when managers have come and gone? The Glazers and Ed Woodward. That's what people are thinking. Because I completely agree with you, Temi. If we had the Glazers and we were winning, don't tell me that Roman Abramovich, he was linked to some next organized crime and stuff. It was all in the papers. He was sacking people willy-nilly. People were like, what's happening? All of a sudden, he's got a world-class coach. No one's talking about him. The IRS aren't coming for him. No one's getting the FBI all over him because they're getting results. So this is where it comes back to now. Mm-hmm. If we think we're going to keep the Glazers, Sean, because the Glazers aren't going to go anywhere soon, they're still going to be here next season. For me, I think they will. I just think they will. It's going to take longer than that to find a buyer and for them to really see it. And it's going to have to take us not winning anything for them to say this is rubbish. If we win the Europa League, they're here for another 2 years. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Yeah. We're making money. We're getting trophies. The right PR. Team view are going to love it. What happens then, Sean? Because the focus can't always be on the Glazers. And as Temi said, people have thrived under bad ownership.
Right. So let's get it out there. The Glazers, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Like, I can't see. They're going to come back with a new proposal. All the teams are going to come back together, whether it's a year or two, and try with a new proposal for the Super League. They're still going to push forward their goals. They're businessmen. Unless they get an offer, that's their asking price, which I hear is around 4 to 5 billion. Yeah. They're not going anywhere. If they get that, maybe they'll sell. If they don't, they're not selling. So for me, period, it's wasted energy on that, because I believe in control the things that you can control and only focus on that. We can't control that. So going back to answer your question about when should the focus switch on to Ollie, the focus should switch on to Ollie when the results are in regression. And the results, because football is a results business. It's not a style business. Football's not a style business. It's a results business. And you should be judged on your results. So when the results are bad, and like I said to you in my previous response, if we were languishing down in 10th, like an Arsenal, if we were languishing down in 6th, like a Spurs, then I think you have a right to question the manager. What is he doing on the training pitch? What is he doing? Why is he not getting the best out of the players with the squad that we've got? At the end of the day, I don't think anybody believes we have or can justifiably say that we have the best team in the country. Arguably, I don't think anyone can say that we have the second best squad in the country. Arguably, I don't think anyone would say we have even the third best squad in the in the country.
Wait, let's pause there. Wait a minute.
That's interesting.
Wait, guys, in the comments, where does our squad rank in terms of quality? Because I just want to wrap this up. Sean's gone from first down to second down to third. So Sean's basically saying that we probably have the fourth best squad.
I said it's arguable, and I'm saying it's not definitive either way. And I'm saying, because you hear people talking about Chelsea and the quality that they brought in and the money they spent. So I would say you can argue that Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea have a better squad of players than us. I've even heard, I don't agree, but I've even heard people say that Leicester's squad and their team, man for man, is better than ours.
Temi,
right?
Would you think that those teams are better than our team?
So I would say Man City, obviously, that's a definite.
Yeah, that's done.
I think in terms of depth, overall depth, I think Chelsea had, in terms of their first 24, I think they might have a better squad than us. Then I think it's us. I would be hard pressed to say Leicester do have a really.
Where's Liverpool in this conversation, by the way?
No, I think they're just hyper coached up. Honestly, I don't think there's
Thiago, Van Dijk, Robinson, Trent, Mane, Salah. What are you talking about, bro?
We're talking about squads. We're talking about squads. That's talking about first 11. We're talking about first 11. Then yeah, they got it. But if we're talking about 24-man squad,
even their squad, Jota coming off the bench, Oxlade, Chamberlain, James Milner. James Milner, Jordan Henderson, Naby Keita. Hang on a minute, bro. Come on now.
Wait.
Are you trying to say that McFred? Where does McFred get into? McFred don't even make Liverpool's reserves, bro.
That's fair. I would just say that a 24-man squad. I think we have a better 24-man squad than Liverpool.
You know what?
Well, and there you go. What I'm saying is, there's an argument to say.
Yeah, okay.
If you bring those 4 teams into it, we've got the 5th best squad. Just say there's an argument to say that, and we're up there comfortably in 2nd place.
Sean,
so for me,
for you.
Go ahead, man.
Now I have a question for you. You mentioned results, and that's when we should judge Ollie. I agree with that to an extent. I agree with that up until the point of this season, right? Like if he gets that Europa League in 2nd place, I think he should stay. But then I think the what's the point I'm looking for? The word I'm looking for. I think the point where I see us, start questioning him higher next season is the way we play football. The ethos of this club is attacking, entertaining football. That is non-negotiable. Even when we were trash in the 70s, like you can ask if you ask people who were around in the 70s when we were languishing in 11th, I think we got relegated at one point. We still played entertaining football. Right now, our games put a lot of us, it's almost like NyQuil. It's that boring sometimes. What is the inflection point where you say, okay, we're getting results, we're still getting results, but the football is trash? Like, where do we?
That's a good point. And this is to the point where I do, to a certain extent, agree with both of you, that I feel with Ollie, there's been times and we've went on runs when we've played nice, entertaining football, free-flowing football, loads of goals. If you remember that run last season when we were in the 4-0 club, like we've done it in patches, but it hasn't been consistent. And then there are games where literally I'm falling asleep at half-time. I'm sure you guys are, right? So I feel as though that comes down to having the quality of players that are all cohesive and have the ability to be consistent week in, week out. Because I don't think that's why. Hold on. I'll let you speak. Let me finish. Let me finish. Because consistency is what separates good players from great players. You can get good players who, on their day, they can produce a 9 out of 10. They can produce a 9 out of 10, 1 in 7, 1 in 8 games, right? However, the best players and the top players, they can produce a 7, 8, 9 out of 10, week in, week out. We haven't got players that are good enough to do that consistently. I think even Bruno, you can have a look at him now. He's tired. His form's dropped off, right? But for a long time, he was at that consistent level and he was delivering week in, week out. So for me, I think, yes, Ollie's never going to play in terms of the style. Tell me, going back to your question, Ollie's never going to play the Pep Guardiola style. And if that's what you're after, I've said it many times. I said to other fans, forget it. You're going to be permanently disappointed. But the free-flowing football, if you've enjoyed the free-flowing football that he has shown at times when he first came in on that 18-game run, and also at times last season and at times this season, if you're enjoying that level of football, I will say once we get more better players in, you'll be able to see that level of performance on a more consistent basis. But with the players we got right now, they're just not consistent.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, Sean. Okay. I appreciate it. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe. I appreciate you got about 28 of us watching. I appreciate you. Like and subscribe if you're new. Sean, I hear what you're saying, man. I hear you. I'm in the front row. I'm listening eagerly. But my problem remains here, bro, is that Temmie's alluded to this. We play football, and I know we're second. It's great. We're second. But we watch the games. You might have commentators who do their little screen thing and they watch a couple of games if they've got a contract to comment that game or whatever, or they want to. We watch every single game 90 minutes. There's no hiding from us Man United fans, right? We can see how the football's getting played. We go behind so many times and have to have a great goal save us. Sometimes we 16 a boring game. I know you said style doesn't matter, but guess what? Football is about entertainment.
No.
You did.
I didn't say style didn't matter. I said it's not a style business. It's a results business. Okay, right? But style does matter, but it's not style over results. Okay, I'm not happy being Tottenham languishing in fourth place,
but they haven't got any
and playing sexy football.
But they're not playing sexy football.
No, that's what they did under Poch for years. Sexy football and 1-0.
Okay,
I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that.
No problem. You don't have to be happy with it. What I'm trying to say to you right now, okay, is that we're in a situation where the football is not football that can guarantee us consistent results. Because if you play football that your pass are moving, you're doing basic 1-2s like we saw yesterday, you don't know what you're going to get. And the players that we have can play better football. Hear me out here, right? There's a reason why people call Scott McTominay and Fred Matt Fred. It's not just because they want some McDonald's. They call them because Ollie uses them as one player. He hasn't got a CDM that he trusts or a player he feels can play in there. So he's got to do a Kamehameha, Fusion Ha, and combine two players. And we're wasting it. We're wasting it because both these players are dreadful going forward. So we wonder why there's no continuity or fluidity or service for our forwards, because literally Fred and McTominay are a brick wall. Look, I have nothing against them. They're probably fantastic people with great families. I'm talking about football specifically. We cannot get anywhere with Matt Fred. And the problem is that people might think, oh, when we get to summer transfer window, we'll get some players and we won't see Matt Fred. I guarantee you, click me up, whatever you want to say. I guarantee you will see Matt Fred next season playing the majority of games in the midfield, especially if we don't buy a CDM. And that's the problem, because we know as fans that that's not going to get us to a trophy. It's not, because we're probably going to get a Sancho and maybe one other player if we're lucky. Do you think that's going to be enough? So when I'm talking about the whole title of the show, people are saying Ollie out or he's not good enough and put the heat on the Glazers. 100%, the Glazers need all the heat. But we know the Glazers are going to be here for another year, another 2 years probably, until they want to leave, right? So what do we do in the meantime? We need to have the same energy for the Glazers that we have the energy for want to see our club succeed. We have to want our club succeed. And all of us know good football with a bit of style, with a good flowing system will help you get those results that you talk about, Sean. Because at the moment, the style we're playing and the football we're playing is not good enough.
Dom, okay. So Dom, right, who's talking to you?
Tell me.
Go, Timmy.
My bad. To your point, Dom. Your last point, I disagree with it a little bit of, playing, a more sexy brand of football, for lack of a better term, will get us results. I think you can be pragmatic and get great results. You know what I'm saying? That's in my opinion.
That's not Manchester United, though. That's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Follow me. I agree with that. In my opinion, from what we've seen for 2.5 years now, Ollie is a pragmatic manager.
That's what I mean.
I don't think there's any running away from that. Like, I'm sorry. That is what it is. There's no. Yes, we've seen blips. We've seen blips of good look of nice football, but 2.5 years is enough to tell me he is a pragmatic manager. If we put Neves and Rice in our double pivot, right, we will still play a brand of football that's not that attractive. Remember when we first got Bruno, people didn't know what to do with him, right? Yep. So it was an adjustment point for the league, right? Then Pogba comes in, another adjustment point, right? And now the league is kind of figured there's no plan B, right? There's no plan B of what we do next with Ollie, right? I think there's nothing, if he's a pragmatic manager and you like that, there's nothing wrong with that. But he has shown us that he is risk averse. That is his nature.
Yeah, Matt Fred is risk averse.
Let me give you an example. Norwich, right? Last season, they were playing what we call champagne football, right? Attractive, an amazing brand of football. They were entertaining. I used to love watching Norwich, even though they used to get slapped up 4-1, 3-1.
Cantwell, Pookie.
That was what was their coach's name? Daniel Farker. That was his. That is his philosophy. I am going to play this brand of football. I don't care what players I have. And he had awful. I mean, he had some good players, obviously, but a majority of those players weren't Premier League level. But he still.
And look where they ended up.
Come on, Sean. You know what you're saying.
And I get that. Of course, they don't. The players weren't good enough. The players weren't good enough. But now,
okay. But Timmy,
but now they are back. Now they're back in the league. They're going to be coming back, right? But he still played his. No matter what the players were, he still played his brand of football. When Klopp came into Liverpool, he had terrible players. He still played his energetic, pressing brand of football. Ollie has played passive, pragmatic football for a majority of his tenure at Manchester United, and that's a fact.
Okay, 100% of a fact. Okay, so I agree with you. And in that regard, you could say he's a pragmatic manager. But do you know what it is? And do you know why he's doing that? Because the thing is, the only thing that is keeping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a job right now is the results. Because the fans already want his head. Ollie out's trending after we've drawn at 0-0 at Leeds. So I believe you will see, and again, you kind of prove my point by using that example with Norwich, and I'm going to bring up another one as well by saying the players weren't good enough to execute that style of football that their manager wanted to play it. Hence why they got relegated, right? So by virtue of saying that, you're accepting that the fact of you have to execute a certain style successfully, because you can execute it, you can play all that beautiful Norwich crap and then lose every week and get relegated. But to execute a style successfully, like Pep has done, like Klopp has to done, you have to be able to build the players and have good players to execute your philosophy the way you want to do it. Right now, we don't have those players to execute Ollie's philosophy properly in the way he wants to.
Players that are good enough to be in the top 4 and play attractive football.
We're already in no, because top 4 is not the top 4 is not the benchmark for us, and that's not the benchmark.
People think
No. Top 4 is not the benchmark for us. We don't have the players that are good enough to play that brand of football and get results. Because if you take McFred out and you start putting Pogba, and he's done it, and we're getting slapped up. Right, our defense isn't good enough. The centre backs, we know they're not good enough. Hence why he has to play that style to get the results that he needs. Because if he starts playing that, and starts playing this philosophy, let's say you get rid of McFred, you start playing Pogba and Van der Beek in the midfield. We start getting beat, but the football is looking good, and we're not getting results, and we start dropping down the table. Ollie's out the job.
Wait, how do you know that
Ollie's out the job?
How do you know that Pogba and Van der Beek work?
Because they don't have the defensive qualities between them, Dom, to be able to do that, right? So what I'm saying is,
I understand that. I'm just saying, because you remember Scott McTominay was never a CDM, right? He had to learn to play defense, right? As a CDM, and he's still not a particularly fantastic.
But hold on, Dom. Let me just finish making my point and then come back to that, please.
A CDM, but because he keeps playing in there, he's learning the role. So how can you say that someone else who's actually technically better than Scott McTominay can go in that position as CDM and learn the role and actually probably do it better than him?
Okay, so I'll come back to that in a second, right? So Dom, you always say about Brighton, and it's the same example. You love the way Brighton play football, right? They've got a great philosophy, and they come and they play this beautiful football. You always talk about them a lot, right? As the example, and say that they've got inferior players, but they play better football than us.
Teams play better football against us for some reason. I don't know what it is. Yeah,
because I was about to say, if they're playing so good and their players are so good, why are they where they are in the league?
No, I mean, we didn't say their players are so good. That's the whole point. We said that they play better football with worse players.
But better football with worse players. But how? This is the thing. What I understand, that look where they are in the table.
Yeah, but because of the players they've got, that's my whole point.
But so they're but it doesn't compute.
But
either their players are Dom. Either their players are really good, right? Either their players are really good and the system is bad, and that's why they're down in the league, or the system is really, or the players are bad and the system's really good. Either way, it doesn't make any sense because look at where they're in the league table.
No, Sean. What I'm trying to say to you is that you can have players that are not amazing because obviously we have more money. We get more expensive players that with the price comes quality. But the way they play football, if we had someone playing in the same system that they play, which seems to be more progressive, more quick touching, more movement around the ball with better players, you'll probably see better football. That's what I say. Sean, I don't even think you can disagree with that. We've seen and gone up against teams when teams have outplayed us. They've outplayed us with inferior players, and that's why the fan base has become divided. If you're telling me right now that when we go up against Brighton, and fair enough, a one-off game, fine, that can happen to anybody. Man City's lost one-off games, but this ain't a one-off game, brother. We've played inferior teams with inferior players, and they've outplayed us for like large majorities of the game. You can't deny that. In the comments, people can't deny that. I've seen it. You've seen it. We've talked about it. That's my problem. That's where I'm thinking to myself, Why are these teams playing better football than us? And then I see Ollie come out and say, I'm not a coach. I'm more of a man manager. So I'm thinking, fine, you can be a man manager. Sir Alex Ferguson was a man manager. Fine. So let's look at your coaching department. Oh, wait a minute. You've got Carrick, who's still an apprentice. Phelan, who's just, I don't know, here for the vibes. You've got McKenna. And Fletcher's a technical coach. How on earth are we proposed to progress and improve the way we play football without coaching system and team?
Okay. So this is exactly what I'm saying to you. So the reason I brought up Brighton is if they have better players, right, in that system, do you think they'd be higher up the table?
Yes.
So this is what I'm saying. So this is exactly what I'm saying. If we buy better players using our system, do you think we have the possibility to get high up the table too?
Not really.
No.
Not as much. Not really.
That makes no sense.
No,
listen, we're second. We're in second. This is it. Ollie, we're in second place with all the bad football we play, right? We're in second place. I am of the belief that even if I'll reframe it like this, right? We play a 4-2-3-1 system, right? A lot of people think that if we get a DM, we would rotate over to a 4-3-3. I fundamentally disagree with that. I think Ollie likes having two, essentially playing. It's a 4-4-1-1, a 4-4-2 invert, whatever you want to call it, right? I think Ollie likes having that base there because he's a pragmatic manager, right? I think if we got an Ndidi, he would still play. He'd probably play Ndidi, Pogba in that double pivot, and maybe Bruno's up higher up the pitch. But at the end of the day, that's the type of manager he is. I don't think we'll play more attractive football even if we get better players. I don't think that's.
But Timmy, that's
you're only as good as your playing style.
No,
you're not. This is
wrong.
To me, Sean, this is how it works currently in Manchester United, right? We're trying to get players, the best players in their position. We haven't got a right winger, right? So we're trying to get Sancho. We haven't got a CDM, so we're trying to get CDM. And we're relying on these players to go out and play football and do what they've learned and grown up playing. But we're not actually saying, you're a great CDM, but I want you to play in this sort of style. That's not what the coaching team at Ollie's doing. It's a fact. They're not saying, we're not seeing this system. All we see really is Luke Shaw trying to bomb it down because he's getting better as a left back. We're seeing Wan-Bissaka isolated on the right and trying to beat man. He's actually getting better at it because he's forced to because no one's there to support him. We're in a situation where the team needs some direction. They need to be molded to play a certain brand of football. But at the moment, it's go out there, play your best, and you're a really good player. So someone will come up and score.
Quick question, right? Quick question. Have you ever heard of the phrase, you cannot polish a turd?
Oh, mate, have I heard of it, mate? What are you talking about?
So, Dom, what I'm saying, you've got Mac Fred, right? Scott McTominay and Fred. They are what they are. No amount of coaching is going to turn them into Xavi and Iniesta. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's not going to happen.
Pochettino had Harry Winks looking amazing.
But Harry Winks is style of football.
An average player.
He made amazing. Harry Winks, the way Harry Winks play, he's a technical football player.
Sean, I guess, do you know what,
he's a technical football player.
In teams, right? Every player is not the best player in the world. Like if you look at the best teams, you're saying that we need to get the best players in each position
because we're trying to win the league. We're trying to win the league.
No, listen, because I'll be honest with you, Man City win the league, but they haven't got the best player. Like Edison's not the best.
They've got the best squad in this league.
No, listen to me. Edison's not the best keeper in the world for me, but they've got a way of playing that the team is stronger than the actual players. The team's stronger than the actual players. Same with Liverpool. Right?
He's the best player for that system. He is the best player for that system.
If you look at Manchester United, right, we've got Scott McTominay. We've played with people like Fletcher, O'Shea, and still played attractive football. We've had Valencia as a right back. That brother will shoot from the flicking goal kick, all right? But we still kind of made it work. The problem is that we've got this bunch of players. You can do it two ways. You either try to coach Fred to play a certain brand of football. Wait, to play a certain brand of football.
Don't forget that.
Yeah, honestly, you play it. Or wait a minute, you say to yourself, all season we've been playing with Matt Fred, right? It's at the start of the season, it's not really working. Let me try something out. Let me try a different player and see if I can mold them into a CDM. He's never done that.
Because he'll get the sack, bro.
What do you mean get the sack? If he thinks he's here for a long-term contract, you try to do things that will work long-term. He's always said,
and that's exactly what he's doing.
Not with Matt Fred.
That is exactly what he's doing. Because what he's going to do now, he's going to blood another player, Dom. So it's hard. Going back to Edison, right?
Go on.
Edison may not be the best keeper in the world for us, but for Pep Guardiola and the way he wants to play, he is the best keeper in the world for that, because he's so good on the ball, and the way he comes out and dominates his area with their high line, he sweeps up everything. Pep purposely picked that goalkeeper, right? So you have, and it goes back to what I'm saying about you have to have players that can execute what you want. You stick David De Gea in goal for it's a different ball game. That system all of a sudden that system doesn't work. That high line gets exposed.
Go on,
Sean, what do you think Ollie's footballing philosophy is?
He always says attacking, quick transitions.
And that's why.
Quick transitions, right? Quick transition, direct, fast attacking play, which is what we've always been about.
So 100%. He says that for the media, 100%. He said that multiple times. But if that is your ethos, if that is what you believe in as a manager, that is what you do right out of the gate. It does not matter what anybody's telling you. So if he wants to play a 4-3-3, what he should have done from get-go, obviously he played a 4-3-3.
He did. If you remember, he did.
When he first got into the job, then as soon as he needed, quote unquote, the results like you're mentioning, he became risk adverse, and he's been risk adverse for 2 years. 2 years, right? What the likes of Klopp did, right? He had Jordan Ibe, he had Alberto Moreno, and he did not. He said, "This is the formation I'm playing. This guy's not good enough. This guy's not good enough. This guy's not good enough. This guy's not good enough." If you wanted to play fast, attacking football, why would you sign? I love AWB. Why would you sign AWB for £50 million? Why would you do that? If you want to play attacking football, right? Again, I'm a big AWB defender. Why would you sign him? If you want to play fast attacking football, why would you sign Harry Maguire for £80 million and he's slow as people call him a fridge? Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense to me at all.
Hey,
why would you sign Dan James, who's a counter-attacking winger, if you want to play attacking front foot football? We played Dan James against Man City because he's good on the counterattack. But because of the transition.
So Dan James is a bad example.
No, he's not. He's not. Going forward, he's poor. It's a fact. When he's isolated on the wing, he is absolutely abject, right?
But what you will admit though is he's good on the transition and he's dangerous on the transition.
Counterattacking football to me is what the likes of mid-table teams do, because they're not good enough to play good football, right? That's what they do. Obviously, you're going to counterattack at points in
any game. In a game, we did it. We did it in 2008 when we had Rooney, Ronaldo, and Tevez. We were devastating on the break.
We still dominated the ball and played attractive football when we.
You know why? Because we had Scholes and Carrick in centre midfield.
Oh, we haven't got Pogba. We haven't got Pogba and Bruno.
Come on, bro. They're not central midfield players. They're two number 10. The positions that we need at that point.
Pogba's not a number 10, bro.
Scholes was playing quarterback.
He's not.
And Carrick was playing quarterback. In the big games where we needed energy, that's when, as Dom said, we would then bring in your squad players, your Darren Fletchers, your Park Ji-sungs, who had less quality on the ball, but they were your workhorses and they would do a specific job for specific games. But in the majority of the games, Dom, let me finish talking, man. In the majority of the games where we're expected to dominate, he had Paul Scholes and Carrick in the midfield, two of the best ball-playing, tempo-dictating, controlling midfielders in the world.
Right, I agree with that.
We can't expect to play like that when you've got Medford and School.
There was times we played Ji-sung Park and Darren Fletcher in the middle of the park, and it was
one game. We're talking one game. That is one game that happened.
But the ethos of what
you can't just use one game.
What was that game where we played? What was it, like 8 defenders?
Arsenal, bro.
Sir Alex had we had 6 defenders on the pitch, and we still played entertaining football. I was there. The players should not change the manager's ethos.
Tell me.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't change.
Yeah, I agree.
Brian played with Basuma, and who's the other central midfielder they play with? and it's still attractive. Even if the players aren't good enough and they're not getting results, I think we have good enough players to play attractive football.
I think we do
get results.
And the thing about Timmy, we've seen us play attractive football in little spurts.
It's not consistent.
But no, it's not consistency, Sean. It's because sometimes they're doing what they want, and it is attractive, but they're not being drilled to do attractive. Let me get to the comments quickly. I think that was about a previous comment you said, Sean, about previously. Aidan, my man, saying if Ollie's an attacking manager, I can bench more than Dom with one hand. Well, I think he's taking a mick out of you, bro, because Aidan could definitely not bench more than me. Timmy, tell Sean that, preach what you say. This type of style now is getting us good results, but until he gets a CDM, a good one, to be fair, and a right wing, then I can never say he's pragmatic. When was Ollie an attacking coach? People are saying Ollie's teams have the highest scorers or second highest scorers.
There we go. I was about to say that. That's attacking.
He is an attacking coach. Where is it? Pogba has never played. Yeah, I said that to you, Sean. Pogba's not. He's not number 10. You said he's a number 10, but he's not. Little point, doesn't really matter. Look, what I'm trying to say is
that's why I didn't respond, because it's irrelevant.
It was good.
No, but again, to that point of we like our attacking players have scored the most goals, whatever. Like,
since Ferguson era.
Yeah, we have, again, I'm looking at it from I don't assess football matches off of stats personally. That's just me. Like, if you look at Pep's teams, right? They don't have a bunch of players scoring 20 plus goals, right? And I'm not saying we have to play the way Pep plays, because honestly, Pep's brand of football is not that entertaining. It's just
at the moment it's not. It used to be. Yeah.
He just dominates exactly. He just dominates the ball. But again, we watch like Dom said right in the beginning. We watch these matches for 90 minutes, week in, week out. You cannot hide from what we see every week.
You can't, man.
You can't. Like, if we look at our results this season, like if we were to, maybe we should do this one day. We go through each game we've played this season and say this one was shit. This one was shit. You could literally do that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
About 85% of those,
it's true.
90% of those games, right? We're probably like, oh, that was shit, but we got through it. Like that is a majority, and that's how I view. That's how I view it.
All the time.
Last season, Tony had 25 plus goals. Mason had 20 goals. Rashi had 20 goals. For the first half, the first half of that season. The first half of that season, it was diabolical before Bruno got there. I mean, the football was so bad. I can't even.
So Timmy, perfect. That's what difference a player can make. That's you just use exact. It was dire before Bruno came, but one player, he started knitting pieces together, and the football improved.
Now
you bring in another. Now he's burned out. Correct. Now you bring in one.
Figured out. He's been figured out.
Oh, you think he's figured out? I personally,
in terms of like, for me, I think Bruno he's not that aesthetically pleasing on the eye anyway. Like, even when he was scoring goals and making assists, like I've never thought he's that aesthetically pleasing. But even then, like what happened yesterday, put Calvin Phillips on him. Just follow him. You just follow Bruno. No Pogba's here. Just follow Bruno, and everything will die. Literally.
That's what I'm saying, Timmy. That's what I'm saying. So when you bring in 1, 2, 3 more Brunos in their respective positions, right? You bring in a Bruno on white ring, you bring in a Bruno in centre midfield, you bring in a Bruno potentially at centre back, and you bring a Bruno who's up front, which we've got in Cavani, but he can't play. So what I'm saying is, when you bring those 3 in, what difference do you think that's going to make to the team?
Oh, we'll improve, but I don't think we'll be good enough. I still don't think we will have what it takes to beat us. Like, the way we play on a consistent basis, we will not be good enough to beat a City.
No way.
Who's going to improve this summer? They're going to still buy players. City's going to buy players. Chelsea's going to buy players.
And
Liverpool going to buy players. Leicester are going to buy players. Like, they're always like, the way we're saying, oh, we need this player. Like, to that point, right? We said, oh, if we get a DM, right, we'll play that 4-3-3 system. If Ollie wanted to play a 4-3-3 all of this time,
he'll be playing it.
Why didn't he get a DM his first window? Yep. His first window.
Because we were leaking goals like a hole in the roof, bro. He had to fix the defense. We conceded like 50 goals that season.
You know what, right? No, that's why we bought Harry Maguire.
What about this past window?
No, you know what, right? You know the problem with this is a great actually sort of conversation here, because the problem here You're saying we need just to buy players and they'll sort it out. We'll buy players and we'll sort it out. It's just literally you've got a couple of holes, put a plug in there, put a CDM, we'll be fine. We're singing Armadillo all the way in the car, right? But the problem is, did you see yesterday the game that Bruno had? He played a quite simple game where it's just nice, quick passing. It wasn't him trying to use Hollywood balls, and people didn't like it. They said, "Oh, what's Bruno did nothing." But honestly, some people appreciate it, some people don't. So when Bruno's thinking to himself, okay, I've got to come in and save this ship, the Titanic's sinking, right? No one's being creative. I've got to do these Hollywood balls. Then people are going, oh, why is Bruno trying all these Hollywood balls? It's because there's nothing happening around him. So you're saying that we need players to do it. No, we need the team to work with each other. I'd rather see the Bruno that played yesterday with a whole cohesive team playing football and understanding the drill point. Look, I'm going to say to you, right, Luke Shaw, we know when he gets the ball, he's going to be as wide as possible and keeping that pitch big. Perfect. Right. If Luke Shaw gets it, I want to see Rashford close to him. I also want to see even a CAM coming close to form some sort of triangle so he's never isolated. Even more so, AWB gets the ball. I want 3 or 4 options around him. Why leave the brother, who we know is not great, sometimes he looks like a day long legs, on his own? Sometimes he can beat players, sometimes he can't. This comes down to the system and how we play football. And the problem is, I know you're saying we're getting results, we're second in the league and so forth like that, but you've got to see that something is around the corner. Something is around the corner and we need to prepare for it right now. If McFred is our safety, pragmatic option, we need to think about something else. We need to look at a different option. There's games when we're playing lower. There were games when we were playing lower opposition, or we already beat them in the first leg, and we still play McFred. Why? Why can't we play someone else and see if you can do a job? Learn that role, because we know Fred and Scott McTominay are not CDMs. Why can't we teach someone else to be a CDM who's probably more gifted and more technically able? There's so many little holes in this, and that's why I'm not confident going into the next season. Just if we buy players, that we're not going to see Ollie out trending after Twitter, because he knows that it can fall off at any point. It can. Do you see what I'm saying?
And to that point, Sean, we're relying on banking on the Glazers of all people getting us what we need. So that's the big problem. So if you, like you said, Sean, you said the Glazers are going nowhere, right? They're not going anywhere. That's an issue in and of itself. So shouldn't we have a manager who's the absolute highest quality, like the top, like, because you're fighting a losing battle already, right? You're already fighting an uphill battle with the ownership we have, the people who are in higher places, right? Then why don't we get a coach who is, one, it could be a young coach who's who's shown that they can play a brand of football and shown that they've done things at a Champions League level, a league level, or it could be an experienced manager who gets what Manchester United is about, how we want to play. But and again, this is not me. I'm not an Ollie outer. I don't like using that term anymore. Like, it's just, I think it's irrelevant to me. I think we should assess managers season by season, which we should do. But to that point, if we're saying we need 3, 4, 5, 6 players,
it's too much. It's dreaming
to make Ollie win a league title. Then it's like that's a big ask. That's
what Sean is. Sean, you're saying that. I know he's got faults. I know that, but when we get the players, you keep saying that, Sean, to me all the time. We can't rely on just getting players to change it. It can't. We can see better football with that. We can see better football with the players we have now. 100%, we can.
So this is the thing, right? It comes back to the back end. I agree that is a problem. If the Glazers, it depends, because so far, I think a lot of people understand that Ollie probably didn't get the players that he wanted. A lot of people don't think he wanted Van der Beek and what the case may be. But so far, he's had to adjust his style, being pragmatic at times, which a good manager will do, is to get the best results from what you're working with. Maybe not the way that you want to, but every season he's adapted. So there's nothing to say, and I've said this before, is that even if he doesn't get the players that he wants in the summer, or that we need to take us to that next level, there's nothing to say that Ollie might not be able to find a way to still get more out of them and improve. I also think you've got to remember there's the squad that we've got is young. So naturally, the likes of, if you go back 12 months and the way people were talking about McTominay, You can see the improvements that he's made this season. You see the improvements that Luke Shaw's made this season. You can see the improvements, which I've been talking about for a long time, and I think people are starting to recognize it in terms of Wan-Bissaka and his improvements going forward that he's made this season, right? Naturally, the players, because of the age and the profile of our players, their potential. We haven't really got any players apart from Cavani, who's and maybe Pogba now he's at 28. You can't call him potential anymore. But we haven't got players at the end of their development. All of our players are work in progress and have room to improve. So as a collective, we should naturally, without even making any signings, we should see a natural evolution of about 10 to 15% improvement just from the natural development or they're working day in, day out with Greenwood, Rashford, Marshall. Yeah. These players should improve. Then you bring in and then you bring
development.
No, Dom. It's natural. That doesn't happen by itself. I'm sorry to say.
No, I'm saying no.
That happens.
Progression of a player. The more you play,
if they're nurtured correctly. I think
if you're a good player, you do whatever you're going to do, mate.
No, that's not true. Because why did
that you get better by yourself?
No, because Dom, because under Pogba.
Ollie.
So he has Ollie. You have to give Ollie some credit for what he's done.
I'm giving him credit, but it's not just because of Ollie.
I'm not saying it's 100. No, I'm not saying it's just Ollie. What I'm saying is, but I'm saying Ollie has definitely played a role in that.
Yeah, I'm
saying that Ollie has definitely played a role in Pogba's improvement. He's definitely played a role in Fred's improvement. He's definitely, because these players weren't playing like that under the previous manager.
They played a role, but there's always a part of a player that they just naturally progress over time.
But they can also go the other way. There's been loads of players. Aaron Lennon, Phil Walcott. These are all high potential players, and they went the other way. So what I'm saying is, under good management, let me just rephrase what I'm saying. Under good management, with the structure that we've had and the environment that we've got at Man United, and for me, that includes Ollie and the coaching team, we should expect 10 to 15% improvement of the players that we already have, just through the natural development. And I'm saying that's from the players, but I'm also giving credit to the management and the environment that they create for the players to be able to develop themselves.
Okay. You know what, Sean? I can't wait for either two things to happen, and we've got to move on quickly because I want to get 2 points about Bailly and Nagelsmann. I can't wait for either two things to happen, Sean. Either Ollie hires a coaching staff or gets the Amazon coaching book and just orders it, and all the staff start reading it, and all of a sudden we're seeing this next football. Or because of results, unfortunately, he has to leave, and we get a coach in and a manager, and we start playing a different brand of football. I can't wait to see your face. It's going to be like Christmas come early, turkey, all the gravy, all the sauce, because the coach has changed.
If they don't back him, he will get sacked. I'll say that. If they don't back him, he will lose his job, and I'll be very upset about that.
Yeah, go on, Tony.
I think that Sean makes up. There's a lot of good points he's making about Ollie, and I can't deny. Like, I am not on this. Ollie is trash. Like I see so many people.
No, I mean it. It's no point.
Call him, disrespect him. I'm like that. No, don't do that. But at the same time, right? Like I've always said, if he gets a competent number two,
he needs it, man.
If he gets a competent number two, I will back him. I promise. I promise you on everything I love, I will back this man to the hill. Because he has shown, no matter what you think about him, he has shown that he is an excellent man manager. Like, that is undeniable.
He is.
He has Pogba coming out doing interviews defending him. Like, why would Pogba ever do that?
He'd never do that. Yeah.
He has no reason. He has no reason to say he doesn't need to do that, right?
Yeah.
But he has Luke, Paul, Tony. Tony's had an awful season. He has defended Anthony this whole season, no matter what Twitter has said, no matter what the media has tried to get out of him, he has defended him. So there's a part of me that really has a soft spot in my heart for Ollie, because he's really made these players, mentally better. And I think that's why we're where we are, honestly.
Yeah. I don't think any fan
gets that number two. If he doesn't get that number two, it's hard for me to be like, I can kick on with this management, because it's just.
I agree. I don't think it's any fan out there. I completely agree with you, Tammy. There's no fan out there that wants Ollie to fail because they just don't like Ollie. No. That we want the team to do well, and it's really important that we have the right man at the job, in charge, right? Mm-hmm. If he's a good man management, which he is, apart from Romero, he did him a dirty there. But apart from that, he's a very good man manager. We've all seen it, the proof's in the pudding. But he come out and said it 2 days ago. My speciality is not coaching, but thank God I've got Carrick and McKenna. I'm thinking to myself, Jesus have mercy. Don't say that. Don't say that. That's honestly, that is embarrassing. That's like me saying I'm going gym after this, right? And my friend can't come and spot me, so I'm gonna ask my gran to come spot me. No, my gran's not gonna spot me. It will not work out. Don't do it, Granny G. You know what I mean? You need to have the right people and the right thing. Adam's got a point here. He says, with Ollie, you need 400 million spending. With a competent manager and coaching staff, you assess the squad properly, spot the weak spots, and you might only need 175. This is the thing. This is why Sir Alex Ferguson, my man, had such good coaching staff. And when Moyes got rid of him, the wheels fell off. The wheels fell off.
That was the most stupidest thing ever.
The window was falling off. The heating didn't work in the car. It was awful, man. Let me get some of these comments, and I want to talk quickly about Bailly because we're running out of time. When one of our players isn't playing good, it causes a problem for our team. And it's like you guys don't see that. Yeah, this is the problem. When you start to see cracks and we're not playing good football, people start to look at certain players, and there are certain players that can get criticised. But if we play better as a team, we won't start picking out our individual players.
No, but Dom, you're missing the point of what he's actually saying.
I got 1 second. I've got to go for the point really quickly, bro. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it, man. Eddie, Pogba, and Bruno have saved Ollie's job on countless occasions. Yes, they have. Guys, just before we go, thank you so much for tuning in and being live with us. I appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Just really quickly, lads, right? Bailly's got a new contract. Are you happy, Sean? Yes or no?
Has he signed it?
Signed it, bro. He's got a picture.
I haven't even checked the internet today. How long did he get?
4 years, man.
4 years. I heard it was going to be 4 years. Do you know what? I've got mixed feelings about that because.
Did you say Mac feelings?
No, mixed feelings. What I don't want is another Phil Jones scenario where you sign a big contract and we don't see you for 2 years because you're on the injury list. If Bailly stays fit, there's a role for him at the club, but he hasn't proven that he can stay fit. So I wish him the best, and hopefully he comes good. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully it works out because he's got potential. Good take,
man. Good take. Tell me, how you feeling about it?
I don't like it. I'll be completely blunt with you. Like, I don't like it. I listed out the definition of insanity earlier in this stream. And if anyone thinks that Eric Bailly will be fit consistently for any season, they are insane.
Dom does. Dom does.
It is a fact. He has proven that he cannot stay healthy.
He can't do it.
Just so to that point, it's like, why are we doing like I have a soft spot in my heart for Eric Bailly. Like, I think he's a good player. I don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he is, but I think he's a really good player. But
Kawhi's played more games.
Bro, that sums it up. So
wow.
That sums it up. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. So 4 years, not even 2, not like 4 years. And I don't know how much money he's on weekly. Do we know that?
I don't know how much he's on, but you know what? I think sometimes people get caught up on the 4 years. If I'm in a job, right, and I'm about to say I'm leaving, I'm gonna demand the best contract. Do you think Ollie wants to give him 4 years? The player and his agent saying, I want the best contract. Give me 4 years or I'm bouncing. That's what happens. So forget about the 4 years.
Honestly, no, you can't forget about the 4 years. Because you weren't saying that when they gave Ollie, when they're talking about giving Ollie 3 years. I didn't hear you saying that about forgetting the years. I didn't hear you saying
No, wait.
So no, we're not doing that.
Are you comparing Ollie to Eric Bailly?
Yeah, it's a contract negotiation. Yeah, it's a contract negotiation.
You're comparing Wakanda to...
It's a contract negotiation. Yes.
What are you talking about?
It's a contract negotiation.
No. Listen to me. Ollie is the manager of Manchester United. Eric Bailly is defender who's basically never played a game. For Manchester United, he's Mr. Glass. He could go somewhere else and become Wakanda forever, right? This is what they're probably thinking. They're saying, Bailly, we don't want to lose you. We don't know how much money the Glazers are going to give us because they're tight as we know it. Is it better for us to go and sell you and have to go and spend loads of money and then we can't get a right way, we can't get a CDM, stay with us? He's like, okay, you want me to stay? Fine. I want these demands. They're going to you know what? Doing the maths, I know the Glazers are never going to give us what we want. I might as well just get Bailly. But the problem is, we all know that Bailly's probably not going to be fit. It's like you thinking that. But you know what I mean? We know he's not going to be fit. So now
this is what I would say. I would
have to hope for the best.
If he demanded anything, literally, if he said I want 150, I would literally just okay. I would just I would show him the fixtures for the past 5 years and said, how many of these have you played in?
Yeah,
but I would just look him in the face and ask him that question. Like, there's a term we use where I'm from. We say man time. Man time. You're not getting that contract. You're not getting 4 years, 100,000. It's not happening. It's not.
How many games have you played?
We let Ander Herrera walk, who's a much better player than Eric Bailly. We let him walk. And he was starting in the Champions League final because we said, oh, we can't afford it, right? So why would you re-sign a guy who is chronically injured? Chronically. Like, it's not even like there's some players like Paul Pogba, right? He gets hurt from time to time, but at least we see him, right? Eric Bailly, this year's been COVID. It was a niggle here, and the way he plays lends himself to get injured.
Injured. He's like Fulger. Yeah, Dom.
It's stupid. I'm sorry. It's dumb.
But Dom, you're happy? Are you happy with that? You're happy that he signed the contract, right?
No. I'm not stupid. I don't trust the Glazers. I think people think the Glazers are going to just, just turn around, put some new clothes on and change the way they do. They will not guarantee us money, guys. You think that we were going to get all these players? And Sean, your whole philosophy is about getting the best players in position. If we go out and buy another centre-back, right, how much money do you think we're going to have to go and get a right winger who's potentially 80 million?
We still need a centre-back with Eric Bailly. Like, we signed the contract, right? We still need a centre-back right now.
But right now, we've got Tuanzebe, Maguire, who plays every single game, Lindelof, and Eric Bailly, right? Mm-hmm. And right wing, who have we got? Our actual right winger.
I get that. I personally, I think a centre back still might be of importance.
So you're saying to me you rather a centre back than a right winger? Are you having a laugh, bro?
No, let me explain. Let me explain why. Right? Like, first of all, I think that a right winger is critically important. But I think the core of our team, there's an issue there. Like that spine, right? Our center backs, our central midfielders up top. I think there is a if you sort that and get that right, everything else can fall into for me, I would play Rashi on the right until we figure out our center back. I'm not even joking. I would do that. But do I want Sancho? Of course he would improve our team. But do I think we need a center back to partner with? I think Lindelof's our best center back. He's not. Most people don't think that. Whatever, right? if we get a guy to partner Maguire that's top notch, right? Top notch. It makes
big difference.
I think it makes a bigger difference than us.
It does make a difference.
Imagine Varane. Imagine we get Varane next to him.
But he's not going to come, bro. We're not good at getting these signings. Varane's not one.
Why do you think we're Sancho then?
Say again?
Sancho's still going to cost us 70, 80 million pounds.
Yes, but we haven't got 4 right wingers to choose from, bro. That are actually right wingers who have proven. We've got Tuanzebe, who I think can do a job if he plays more. Right? I think he's strong. He's got so much good potential. Maguire, Lindelof, and Bailly. You know what? I'll be honest with you, right? He's probably said to them, "Look, I'm not going to play every game, right? Because I can't play every game. I'll probably get injured. All right, you're a rotation player. And then we've saved 30, 40 million so we can buy a Sancho, an Ndidi, a Jack Grealish, or a forward. I don't know what our priorities are. But for me, I think, look, I don't want, in the ideal world, of course, I don't want Eric Bailly because of injury. But when he's fit, he's potentially our best centre back. So don't cry about it. Let's save that money and go and get a right winger.
He's not potentially our best centre back. No,
bro, come on. Do you not remember that block against Aston Villa? You're telling me
amazing.
Lindelof's doing that.
You know how many? I don't even want to start on the tangent.
Do you know what we can call Eric?
He's a much better player than Eric Bailly. I'm letting you know that right now.
Lindelof better than Eric Bailly.
100%.
Right, guys, the comments. We need to end this. We need to end this.
Tell me. How about I got one for you? Eric Bailly, the black Phil Jones.
Sure. Guys,
no, he's not that bad. He's not that bad.
Okay.
Is Lindelof better?
Lindelof's a much better footballer than Eric Bailly.
Is Lindelof a better footballer than Eric Bailly? We'll let the comments decide because 100%. I need to know. I need to know, mate. Lindelof must hit the gym. He is a shout. He must hit the. Okay, people are saying if he hits the gym and does
it better. Like I'm talking about on yes, Eric Bailly does tremendous, athletic, tremendous things. But I'm talking about over the course of a 90, who plays better football? It's Victor Lindelof. No, hell no. As a defender, better passer, reads the game better. Yeah, no. Victor Lindelof's a better.
Wait. What's
Barcelona wanted Victor Lindelof, right? You know that.
Mate, I don't care about Barcelona. They don't defend. They don't care about centre backs. They defend the team, bro. They haven't got the best centre backs in the world, Timmy. Come on, you're better than that,
bro. Dom just thinks Eric Bailly is he's overrated him.
Say again?
You think Barcelona wanted Eric Bailly? You think Barcelona would want
not with his injury record.
Let me ask this question. What top club would want Eric Bailly?
Well, if he's injured or not injured?
No, he can't say that because he's injured.
No,
not injured. Whatever.
I'm talking even to Temi, Sean.
Even not injured. You really think Madrid, PSG, Barcelona would want Eric Bailly? Because I
think if he's fit, they would. But PSG would 100% take Bailly.
Hell no.
What you think?
You think Eric Bailly is better than Marquinhos,
Kimpembe,
Diallo? Like,
look, you know what sums this up to me? I love this, right? I could do this all night. You know what sums this up to me, right? Sufan said here right now, Lindelof is more reliable. I'm talking about that flicking panache. I'm talking about that Will Smith hitch. That thing you can't describe.
You're looking at flashpoint moments. Right. This is what a lot of fans do. They look at the big, like, oh my God, he made this incredible athletic play. No, I'm talking about, again, just the way I assess every other player.
Apparently, Real wanted by
Search that up.
Stop it.
I will do my research, and if I find
all right. So Temi is 100% Lindelof.
Yeah. No. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Temi, I love the passion, man. Lindelof is your boy. I can't believe it. Look, for me,
I know I'm like the way I'm with Lindelof the way Ricky is with Dan James. That's
you know what, Temi, this last point. The reason why I don't back Lindelof as much as you do is because I've seen how much he's bullied off the ball. For a defender, for me, right? People are talking about Jules Koundé. You know, he's like 5'8". He's like 5'8" or 5'9". He's a small little defender. People just don't think about this, right?
I agree with that.
My defender, I want him barging that guy up. I mean, like, you're not going anywhere. You stop right there. I still get barged off balls, miss balls so much. That's unforgivable.
You're
looking at it's moments. Like everyone.
No. Temi, hold on. No, Temi, Lindelof does get bullied.
No, he does get bullied. I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing. His weakness is he is a bit soft. Like
a bit soft. I'll flick him, he fall over. He blew.
I'll give him that.
Lindelof's gone like the wind, bro.
Listen, but if we're talking about on the ball, passing,
technique, passing,
reading the game, knowing where to be positionally. That's what I
and he's deceptively quick. People think he's slow. Lindelof is very, very quick.
I'm saying Eric Bailly, he wins balls in the air when he's when balls are
aggressive.
In the box, he's aggressive. He's gonna win, but on the ball, positional awareness.
He's rash. He's just rash.
Too rash for me.
Rash.
People like this because it's entertaining. Eric Bailly is entertaining to watch. That's he's so entertaining. Like watching Eric Bailly is like watching a movie. He's
I'm sorry, Lindelof, right? Look, I know what you mean. He's really nice and silk on his feet. He can do some nice through balls over the top. His positional sometimes has been bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, but both of them has. But for me, my sort of defender, it's just we got different sort of defenders. What a defender is. My defender is strong, fast, good in the air, powerful, and can come out with the ball. Bailly can do all that. Bailly's the only defender we can play a high line with. You can't play a high line with Lindelof, bro.
Again, I disagree with that. We've never seen Eric Bailly for 20 games on the bounce to even critique him.
Yeah, I know that, man. But
that's where again.
That's game over.
We see Eric Bailly in flat. We see Eric Bailly in moments. If we had 20 games of Lindelof, we probably all think he's world class. But we've seen him in enough games.
Lindelof 20 games. He plays every game, bro.
No, my point is if we saw him in that little moment, like a little blurb, right? We see Eric Bailly for 5 games here, 5 games there. He plays really well. If we assessed him over a 38-game season, I promise you we would.
Okay, all right. Let's do this. I know we've run out of time, right? Look, we got this. Okay. Passing ability, who's better?
Lindelof.
Okay, we'll say Lindelof passing. I'll say he just nipped it.
No, it's not. No, Dom. It's not a question.
He just nipped it. I'll let you have that. He just nipped it. Who's better?
Dom, do you watch Man United?
Wait. Who's better in the air?
Bailly.
Okay, all right. So we're going this. Who's faster?
Bailly.
Who's more powerful?
You're using athleticism. Just say who's more athletic. Just say who's more athletic.
Let Dom build his little go on, and then we'll come back and do Lindelof.
Who's more powerful? You said Bailly, right?
Bailly, yeah.
Who's better in interceptions?
Lindelof.
No.
That's two. Dom, you're outnumbered, bro. It's 2v1.
No. Bailly is better in intercepting.
No, it's Lindelof. It's Lindelof.
Okay,
No.
okay. What other attribute for a defender? Who's better at
Composure,
and calmness on the ball?
Yes.
Why is he very calm on the ball?
Linda, no, not on the ball. Composure.
Are you joking? Do
No,
you see him do step overs in the box and just send Chelsea for a hot dog?
That's not calm. That's rash. I don't want my center back doing pirouette.
You don't need that. He's good. He's technically good on the ball, but he's not. He hasn't got more composure than Lindelof.
Bro,
how about anticipation?
Yeah,
anticipation. I'd say Lindelof.
How about decision making?
Lindelof.
I would say Lindelof.
Okay, then. Right, so now we're talking about real attributes that actually make a difference for centre backs.
When people talk about Bailly, they talk about his athletic gifts,
pace, power.
He's 10 times more athletic than any centre back we have. Maybe towards maybe come close, but when people refer to Bailly, they talk about his athletic prowess. They don't talk about his footballing ability. They just don't.
Oh, come on.
Yes, he can step out with. I'm not saying he can't step out with the ball. But I don't want him doing that because I'm nervous what he's going to do.
Because you just don't know what he's going to do. He's too rash.
I don't want that.
And that's not a good attribute for a centre back.
All right, if you're playing PSG in a Champions League final, who are you choosing? And they're both fit.
Lindelof.
No, with Maguire, they're both fit. They both had a run of games. Are you choosing Lindelof or Bailly? Sean.
Twanzebe.
No. No, Sean, listen to me. Are you choosing Bailly or Lindelof to be Maguire?
I'm picking Twanzebe.
No, Sean, stop this nonsense.
Because I'm going to keep it 100. Neither of them are good enough to get us where we want to be.
Is injured, Sean. Who are you choosing? Stop it. Answer the question.
Twanzebe.
Are you getting on my nerves? You know what, man? Honestly, you're so annoying. Tell me, you're choosing Lindelof. Oh, 100%. I would choose Bailly with Maguire.
I think about 90% of managers in the world would take Lindelof. I'm confident about that. I'm confident about that. If I ask Pep right now who he wants, no injuries. I promise you, he takes Victor Lindelof.
He is because Bailly ain't played a game. Look, I'm not happy.
It's a hot.
I'm not happy. I'd rather get a reliable centre back who's good, can be a leader. Of course, I would, but that's not how the
footballer. He's just a better footballer.
Yeah, we've got him. Now he's got to hope he's fit.
When we won the treble, we had Jaap Stam, the best center back in the world. Then we had Ronnie Janssen next to him, right? Ronnie Janssen. If you look at Ronnie Janssen's attributes, obviously he's a better player than Victor Lindelof. I'm not saying Victor Lindelof is Ronnie Janssen. I'm not
very similar though. Very similar attributes
in terms of mentality and traits. Reads the game well. Not particularly strong. Not the quickest in the world, but he's composed, calm. Reads the game well. Long balls, excellent. Like very similar to Victor Lindelof. It's just a lesser version, right?
Yeah. But Bailly's 100%, but can't trust him to stay fit 100%. Bailly's pure vibes. That's why we love him. This
is why people love him. This is why people love him, right? People love him because he's entertaining. He is must-see TV. That's why people like him.
You know what? Like when I said about calmness on the ball, composure, Bailly's better even when opponents around him. When he can come out, if he's got 3 opponents around him, he's getting past them. I wouldn't trust Lindelof. He's booting that.
I get what he's saying, but Dom, what it comes down to, Dom, is decisions, and that's decisions. Because Lindelof is going to play the less risky option. He probably will kick it in the stands.
Yeah, you're true. You're right.
But and again, 9 times out of 10, that is the best thing to do for a defender.
Yeah, but maybe, or if you've been told by Ollie, we've got to keep the ball no matter what, which you can see, we have to pay out from the back
at the right times.
How many times do you see Victor Lindelof? A great example. Spurs 6-1. Remember early this season, the Spurs 6-1. Everyone was begging, clamoring for Bailly, right? This is just a moment. I'm not using this as to. First of all, again, I like Eric Bailly. I think he's a very good center back. I just think Victor Lindelof better. But to that point, Eric Bailly is rash. He is so.
Yeah, I think he is rash. That's why.
There's no top level coach that wants a center back who they don't know what's going to happen next. But he's
taking that. If there's a 1-on-1 and someone's through, you don't. I would. This is my last point, right? Because we're well over time. Sorry, guys. The last, if you've got a counter and someone's through from the halfway line, and you can choose either Lindelof or Eric Bailly to be the last man, who are you choosing?
Dom, that's an disingenuous question. You can't ask questions like that.
Yeah, I could ask. If I want a center back, let's like, who do I want on the ball? Just in general, I would like that. Lindelof. I could pick. Yeah, Bailly's athletic. I think buying Lindelof as a partnership would be amazing.
I think really they could be quite good. I think
that'd be a really good partnership.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to. We're well over. We had to get in that debate. We'll have to do it again. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Temi, thank you so much for coming on, brother. I appreciate you as always. Follow Temi on Twitter. What's your shout out your Twitter, bro?
Yeah, it's at Temi Temi Talks UTD.
That's it. And your channel?
Oh yeah, follow the Wavy Baller Hub. Just search the Wavy Baller Hub.
Easy, man.
I'm almost at 100 subscribers, so yeah, show your boys.
Big up. Yes, my man. And Sean, my man.
Yeah, hit me up. Twitter, Grow Football.
That's
you know where it's at.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like. It really helps with the YouTube algorithms and people find the video. So like, share if you can, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I appreciate all of you, Cliss. Amazing moderator as always. I appreciate you, brothers. Guys, have great evenings, and don't forget, Bailly is better than Lindelof. Peace out.